What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Full Court Talk. It has been a minute, so welcome back, guys. Uh,
Hey,
a
What's
lot of
good,
stuff
man?
has happened.
Good to see y'all.
So yeah, good to see you guys. It's been a minute, so I'm glad we're back.
yeah,
Um, Obviously, free agency is still alive, and there are some big names out there still, some surprising ones. So we'll talk about the best free agents available and where they could go. Uh, and something I want to talk about, should Isaiah Thomas be back in the NBA? There's been some recent rumors about him being connected to the Lakers. And could he get an NBA contract by the start of the season? I hope so. And then we'll talk about Ben Simmons and the offseason shooting. We see a new video every year. Doesn't matter where it is, doesn't matter if it's a pro run. He's still shooting threes. And they're nice. But we'll talk about if we can trust this one finally. And the last topic, could LiAngelo Ball make an NBA roster? So that's going to be interesting. But going on to the best available free agents, who do you guys think is the best available free agent right now?
should I go first?
Now you got it.
Okay. So I have five that I chose from, including a couple honorable mentions. So the number one free agent that I have, I don't know why this person's not on the roster, Dennis Smith Jr. I do not understand why he's not on the roster. I mean, I guess I do. Shooting. Um,
Yeah.
but other than that, like the guy is like 4, 5 years removed out of college, and he's still in his early 20s, and he got game. I don't know if you guys saw that footage of him and Trae Young going at it not too long
Yeah.
ago. Like he still got game, and he can get off floor so easily. He's bouncy, true point guard. You know, um, I just think that he should be rostered already, and I'll go over that later on. So number two, surprisingly, DMC. He had stints with the Clippers where he's shown his old self. I understand that DMC's coming off two major injuries, but I still think that there's a team out there that can use his services. Number three, Jared Vanderbilt. The guy's only 22. He hasn't really played. He hasn't gotten a chance to prove himself yet. Since he's been injured, I understand, but before he got injured, he was a top recruit that went to Kentucky, and he had a lot of promise. So I think moving forward, he just needs an opportunity to show his game. All right, and number four, I have Avery Bradley, still 30 years old, defensive specialist, can stretch the floor with his shooting. Um, he needs to come home. That's all I have to say. He needs to come home. And last but not least, Ryan our he is solid for the Bulls as a point guard. Coming out of Villanova. I know the Bulls haven't had that much success in recent years, but him being a starting point guard, before Kobe White, like he was solid. And in terms of the team that he can fit in, I can definitely see him with the Spurs. I can see Pop like just working with this guy and loving him, honestly. And my honorable mentions are, JJ Redick. I'm surprised there's no more rumors of him going to top ranked playoff teams, Lakers, Nets, somebody. Um, Harry Giles, I don't understand. The Blazers didn't utilize him really well. Stanley Johnson, Rondé Hollis Jefferson, and Mike James, who's a hooper, just a straight hooper. I don't
Scored 50 the other day in the crossover Seattle Pro Am,
and
right?
the crossover.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, like oh my goodness, he has game, and the Nets signed him late in the season, but he still showed that he could still play in the NBA.
Yeah.
So, and then also, sorry, I forgot Justin Jackson, who's still only 24, shoot the lights out, right?
Yeah.
So these are my picks, but um, in terms of teams, like they could any team that's looking for a point guard that's not named Dennis Schroeder can use Dennis Smith Jr. right?
Oh
Um,
man.
yeah, bro. And Spence mentioned this the other day. He doesn't know why, and honestly, I can't even tell you why. For those that are watching, listening, why the Bulls are such a prominent destination right now. But since they are, I wouldn't say they're rebuilding anymore. They're looking to compete. They could use somebody off the bench like Jared Vanderbilt. So to go with that second unit. So Avery Bradley, playoff teams are going to be looking at him. It's just surprising how nobody's gotten him yet. And yeah, like I said, I already went over Ryan Archidiakono. So yeah, those are my picks. Free agents. I don't understand why they're not signed yet.
Yeah. I like the mention of Dennis Smith Jr. I think the Knicks really messed up his career, and you can tell he has some kind of hate for the Knicks at this point. So I'm shocked he hasn't been signed. He's young, he's bouncy, he's a good player.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. All he needs is a shot. Honestly, that's what all anyone needs.
Yeah.
My 5, I'm gonna start with two young guys. Markkanen. He got drafted before and played for the Bulls.
Yeah.
He's only 24. And he's only a restricted free agent, but I mean he's a good stretch big. He got size.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not that great defensively, but he can shoot, spread the floor. I'm assuming the Bulls aren't bringing him back just because how much money they've spent this summer, and he probably wants more. And then another young guy, you mentioned CJ, is Stanley Johnson too. I've always liked him. I know he still hasn't really developed a game, like a good enough game for him to start and be in a rotation, but he still has the build. Like that, I feel like that's the baseline for any dude. If you have the build, you can build a skill set to be useful. So those are the two young guys. And then in third, I have Paul Millsap, former All-Star, still very, very reliable. He had moments with the Nuggets, and I'm sure any contender can use him for 15 to 20 minutes. Next one is Aaron Baines. He's kind of underrated for me. I know he's kind of a meme, but I think he's solid. He's a solid backup. He's a big body. Yeah. He crashes the boards. He has a good defensive anchor or rim protector, and he can shoot a little bit.
Yeah, he developed.
So, yeah, I don't know what more you can ask from a modern day big, especially a backup. And the last one who we're going to talk about is Isaiah Thomas. This one's kind of more personal just because we all know his history. We know how things fell apart for him after the Celtics. I always root for him, and I've always been a fan. Any team whether you're a contender or not, can use that spark plug, get you 10 quick points. So those are my guys.
Yeah, and I think obviously the vets are it's shocking that some of these vets are still available. I obviously have Paul Millsap. He's a vet that can do a little bit of everything. Any team would love to have a guy like him, plays good defense, can shoot a little bit, good playmaker for his size. And I think he fits fantastic with damn near every contender. Obviously the Warriors and the Nets are connected, and the Lakers are still in the hunt for him. So contenders want him. They know what kind of skill set he brings, and I think he's a good one of the best free agents still available. Obviously, Lauri Markkanen, it's more so because I think he wants too much money rather than him not getting a contract. It's just he wants probably north of 20 million a year. He's not going to get that. Seems like the Mavericks are going to be where he lands. I don't know what it's going to be like having basically two Porzingis. I don't know. I don't know how that's going to fit, but
I think it's better at this point.
Yeah, he's a poor man's Porzingis at this point. And maybe he doesn't have the defensive instincts, but he's still a good player. He's still really young, and I think he just didn't get a chance to develop in Chicago. Obviously, Avery Bradley, one of the better defenders in this free agent class, but being on 5 teams in 3 seasons is tough. But he's a wanted commodity. He's a decent playmaker, good shooter, good defender, and he's like Paul Millsap. He'll fit on every contender. He's gonna defend the best player on the other end, and he'll give you some offensive production as well. I think he's a good fit for the Lakers or the Mavericks. I think both of them could use someone like him. The Mavericks more so just because they need some kind of defense next to Luka. And the last guy, Jeremy Lamb. Jeremy Lamb is a really good offensive player. He has had a lot of injury troubles as of recently, but the dude can still hoop. He's a good shooter. May not offer as much on the defensive end, but you put him in that 6-man role where he can just go out and get a bucket. I think he's going to be a really good player, and I'm kind of shocked that he hasn't gotten any kind of contract lately because I think he's like 27, 26, so he's still in the prime or going to hit his prime eventually. I think it's just more of his injury history that's kind of scaring away teams. But Myles mentioned him, Isaiah Thomas. He is one of the most exciting players you guys will ever see. He's like he's probably listed at 5'10", 5'11". He's probably more like 5'8", 5'9". He is one of the best offensive players you'll ever see if you ever get to see him live. Great finisher, great shooter, scored 81 the other day in a pro-am, and I think this is kind of where everything kind of clicked for him. And then there was that really sad video of him saying like they gave up on me, which is true. Unfortunately, the NBA had given up on him, and he hasn't really gotten a chance since. He got a little stint with the Pelicans, but that 10-day wasn't enough for him to really shine. And I don't think it was a good situation since they had Lonzo, but I think he deserves a contract. He's a good shooter. He still has the scoring instincts, and I think he's still a killer. I would love to see him back in the NBA. Obviously, he's not the MVP candidate he was with Boston, but he can still be your 7-8 man, just to come in, give you a little spark, being like that Mo Spates role where he just kind of comes in, drops like 10 points, like Myles said, and he essentially just helps propel the offense when the bench is out there. But what do you guys think?
Yeah, I actually really like him. If he went to the Warriors, I don't
think
know,
so too.
because you guys don't really have a good backup point guard right now. If you want to put Jordan Poole there, but I would want him to focus on scoring more. It's not hard to see that when guys, or when you see a guy who can score, you have to pick him up. He can create his own shot. He can create for others. We're well aware of his problems on defense just because he's 5'9". I think he does deserve a shot because he's two or more years removed now from his major injuries. Like you said, he couldn't get a lot of run in New Orleans last year. Honestly, any team with any open spots who need guards, I don't see what the hesitation is.
Yeah.
No, I definitely agree, and I actually, like Myles said, I do have him doing things. I do have him going to the Warriors. Like, he would be a solid backcourt with Poole. So both of you guys are scoring guards, get buckets easily, right? Off the bench too, be a nasty duo. And I also hate to admit it again, but the Brooklyn Nets, right? So Tyler Johnson, he's gone. Dinwiddie went to DC. And who do they have playing backup point to Kyrie?
They signed Patty Mills.
Patty Mills, right? So
yeah,
Mike James is gone, so they have Patty Mills. But I think coming off the bench, just as an insurance, because I feel like a lot of teams nowadays they have 3 guards, just to be sure, right? So Patty Mills is a bit older than he is, right? And IT, as we've seen, he just gets buckets, and it's so sad because of how they handled his injury, how Boston's medical staff handled it, because it could have easily been prevented. I mean, I'm no expert. I don't know how they treated it and whatnot, but it's just stuff like that. We saw it with Kawhi as well, back when he was with San Antonio. So I just hope that moving forward, like, medical staff is more careful with handling players. But in terms of like IT, like Myles said, any team, plug and play, he can get buckets just about anywhere. And he needs an opportunity, not just a 10-day. He needs to actually be able to showcase what he's still got in the tank. Because at the end of the day, like, you want somebody to score, that's him right there, and he's a pure scorer. And that lefty jumper is just so nice to watch, you know. So I mean, obviously, I'd definitely welcome him back with the Lakers as well, since they are linked to having or to in a search for another guard, right? I mean, there's 3 roster spots left, so but I think his best fit would be with the Warriors because I mean Gary Payton II is not going to play that role,
Yeah.
you know. So yeah, him and Jordan Poole would be a nasty duo coming off the bench. It'd be a scary sight. If you're on defense, but yeah, IT at the end of the day, IT definitely deserves a shot. He definitely deserves to be in the NBA. He should not be lighting it up at pro-ams and stuff like that because the NBA is where he belongs and not just a 10-day. So yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't have to prove anything. That he doesn't have to prove that he's a flat out scorer. We know he's a hooper, and it's sad they really have like discarded him and kind of brushed him aside. I think Brooklyn's a good fit for him just because you don't know what's going to happen with Kyrie. You don't know if he's going to be like, I'm going to take a mental vacation and go out for a week or like 2 weeks and just not play because he's done that multiple times. So I think that'd be a good fit. I would like to see him and Jordan Poole on the bench. Steve Kerr has a weird thing with scoring guards, doesn't like them other than Steph. So we'll see how that goes. But I would wholeheartly welcome Isaiah Thomas. I might even get a jersey if Isaiah Thomas comes to the Warriors. That'd be exciting. But before we go on to the next topic, I just wanted to ask, like, how do you guys feel about Jared Dudley? Are you guys sad?
Yeah, a little bit.
He was a good veteran presence.
Yeah. It's hard to quantify those locker room guys because we're not in the locker room.
Yeah.
You only hear dudes who talk about it, which I respect. But if I feel like now we have so many bodies we can actually play, like important minutes. Even Kent Bazemore, I guess.
Yeah.
Have fun with that.
So appreciate Dudley and his seasons here, but I'm not tripping over it.
Yeah, I think he must be a good teammate. Teams still want him, and it seems like everyone had nothing but good things to say about him, so I'm sure he's a great teammate. But you guys definitely need more bodies because the way you guys have looked in the past, at least last season, you guys got beat up. So more bodies that can play meaningful minutes is always a good thing.
Yeah, and honestly, for me, I'm always going to see him as the person that we signed over Carmelo Anthony when we could have signed Carmelo Anthony. So before he joined Portland, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, and Kuzma had his Iguodala moment when he said that that's the best teammate he's ever had. So, yeah, prop to Duds, man. Where he goes, whether he continues playing or he retires, thank you for what he did for the Lakers. So, yeah.
Yeah, he won a ship, so can't take that from him.
Yeah.
Yep.
Going on to the next topic, Ben Simmons. This happens every year. It's like clockwork at this point. Every season we see a shooting video of Ben Simmons. He's hitting pull-up threes. He's hitting step backs. He's basically being draped over by a defender. NBA defenders and hitting threes. So why doesn't this convert into the season? I'm not too sure. But do you guys trust these videos? Do you guys trust this particular video? Since there's a lot of pro players, but will it convert this season?
I'm sorry, man. I don't know. I'm not convinced, bro. I'm not convinced. I'm sorry. No disrespect. I really love Ben Simmons' game, aside from not having a jumper, but I'm just not convinced, bro. Like, I mean, Spence, Myles, you guys can catch me at the gym, and I'm stroking threes all day. But when it comes to the league games, I'm non-existent, bro. That's just how it is. So, like, I mean, obviously, me and Ben Simmons aren't the same, but man, come on, bro. He's not fooling anybody.
I shoot the same though.
All right, he's not fooling anybody, man. Like all these jump shots that he's been taking, like you mentioned, Spence, like we've seen in the past, right? But during the game, like you see how respectful the defenders are towards him, like how how much space they give him. Like
Yeah.
that alone, like if you're giving me that much space, I'm pulling it. You know what I mean? And he's not doing that. He's not showing that. And the past couple of seasons, he's had similar workout videos. Chris Johnson hoops, right?
Yeah.
Just the guy. These runs are legendary, you know. But I'm sorry, like can't fool me. But if he makes me eat my words wherever he ends up, because he's apparently holding out on the Sixers. So yeah, I'm just not convinced. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I feel like Simmons is if LeBron James went wrong, because early on in LeBron's career, and honestly,
Yeah.
even like towards the middle, people were like, oh, you have people sagging off you, like shoot the jumper, stop driving. And yeah, like you said, these videos keep popping up every time, a month or two before the season starts.
Yeah.
Like clockwork. It's like I want to talk to whoever his manager is, his social media guy, his PR guy, whatever. Because how do you let stuff like this come out, especially after this past postseason?
Yeah,
such a disaster. Just, I mean, I guess any publicity is good publicity. I'm surprised we haven't heard much about that situation and like any update on it. I don't even know if he's going to be at training camp. If he'll even want to step on the floor again for the Sixers. Yeah, I mean, like I feel like we've been saying it all summer. He needs a new start.
Yeah,
and he hasn't gotten it yet.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the same thing with Andre Drummond, right? Every season he posts these workouts of him hitting step back jumpers. I think just like a week ago, he was hitting like tough threes in a pro-am. I mean, obviously he's like 7 foot compared to like these 6'2" guys, but every season, like if you give an NBA player open upper, they're gonna hit it, and they show that in these pro-am runs.
Yeah,
Ben Simmons is no different. Ben Simmons, I don't think he's that bad of a shooter. I think he just has a confidence issue. His mechanics aren't that bad. I think he just, for some reason, when he puts on that Philly uniform and he's in front of the crowd, he just can't shoot. He has some tough issues on that end. And I like what Myles said. It's LeBron gone wrong. If LeBron was even more timid and just shined away from everything, this is Ben Simmons. And it's sad because, I mean, I've seen videos where LeBron is sitting in the paint, camping, and Ben Simmons is wide open. He's still just looking for a pass. Doesn't even drive on him, nothing. So I think it's just mentally, he's just not there, at least for the Sixers. I think if he was to get a change of scenery, I think it would help him. And maybe he'd be able to work harder on offense and maybe generate some kind of jumper. I don't think he'd be Steph Curry right away, but I think that he would be able to shoot threes maybe. But he just has no confidence. I think he just needs a change of scenery, but it doesn't seem like he's going to get one. It seems like he's going to hold out and sit out while Philly wants to get the house for him. But I'm not sure. I don't understand what's going on with them or him. But every season there's something. And it's always Ben Simmons hitting these tough threes, these fadeaways. And it's
like a Marvel trailer.
And I want to know how many threes he's taken in these games, because it always looks like he's like 10 for 10, but I guarantee he's probably like 10 for 40.
Yeah,
which is still pretty good. 10 for 100. Let's go with that. But
he's gonna be in a Warrior uniform soon, Spence. Got to respect them.
You know, I would actually be okay with it as long as we're not giving up the rookies. You know, I'm okay with it. Defensively, him and Draymond would be disgusting. Offensively, they'd be disgusting in the wrong way. But
also disgusting, yeah.
They'd be just passing back and forth like the Jackie Moon, right? Just passing the entire time.
Bro, you guys have to give up Steph, so Steph and Seth can reunite.
There it is.
You know, I'm okay without the reunion for them. I think they can wait a little longer.
Yeah, man. Honestly, at the end of the day, he needs a fresh start. It's a mental thing.
It seems like the Timberwolves are the only team going after him at this point. But I mean, they're not willing to give up D'Lo. So
yeah,
what Kings, are they going to give up? Malik Beasley? I've seen the Kings, but they don't want to give De'Aaron.
I would not give
they
De'Aaron
shouldn't.
Fox. Yeah.
I just at this point, I don't know what you can get in terms of a star. You're not going to get a star for Ben Simmons.
Yeah.
Like, I think your best bet is Malik Beasley, which is not bad. Malik Beasley is a very good player, but is he worth Ben Simmons? No, hell no.
No. Mm-mm.
Malik Beasley just got out of jail, so.
Isn't he the dude who was messing with Larsa Pippen for a little bit?
Yeah,
That's him, right?
Yeah, that's him. So
just got out of jail. Shout out KCP.
Forever champ.
Maybe that's a good fit, you know?
Yeah.
I just can't believe it would be such a shock going from Philly to Minnesota, a place that has never won. And I'm not sure how much you'd help the winning, but
yeah.
Jeez, I hope for him he doesn't go there because I feel like that's where careers go to die.
Yeah. The only one who can't say that right now is Anthony Edwards. He looks pretty good.
No, that's true.
Cat looks like he plays well. He puts up empty stats though, to me at least.
Yep.
Drummond stats.
Yeah. A little better than Drummond, you know? But not much better.
Yeah.
And then you got D'Lo. That D'Lo Wiggins trade looks terrible now for the Timberwolves. So
yeah.
You got the cum bucket now.
That's the legend, bro. That's the legend right there.
Bro,
I love it.
Like, imagine like waking up one morning and be like, oh, let's see what's trending. And your nickname's the cum bucket.
Splash Bros in the cum bucket.
Best nicknames in the game, bro.
Out of context, that sounds wrong.
I know.
Yeah. Yep.
Shit. But last topic. Could LiAngelo Ball make the NBA and play with LaMelo? What do you guys think?
I think so. At least a camp invite. If not a camp invite, a G League roster spot. His coming out party during the summer was no fluke. Contrary to popular belief, LiAngelo's been in the gym. He's been working hard, and it showed. And the one thing you can't take away from him is that he is a certified sniper.
Yeah.
He is sniper gang supervisor. And he just gets buckets. And you can see he competes. He's a little bit slow, but he competes. You know, I mean, the guy's playing in 13s, so you got to give him credit for that already, right there. Those are bulk shoes alone. But yeah, no, he is a bucket, and there's always room for shooting in the NBA, right? The one person that I could compare his role to is, you know, a Troy Daniels type player.
That's how I was thinking.
You know, doesn't really offer much on the defensive side, can compete, but it's not like he's going to be your Ron Artest type of guy.
Yeah.
Stop the other best player. But comes in, shoots, right? Or even like Sasha Vujic comes in, close the game, right? But like I said, at the end of the day, there's room for shooting in the NBA. And, you know, he's like the black sheep of the family. I hate to say it.
Yeah.
Because Lonzo and LaMelo, you know, they've made names for themselves. But LiAngelo is no chump. He can shoot. He's a big body. He's kind of undersized for the way that he's played, but he looks like he's lost a lot of weight. I don't know if it's tattoos or what, but, you know, he can shoot. And if you are a splash cousin, you can play in the NBA, right? So I think he deserves a spot.
I think he'll get camp invites for sure. I don't think he'll end up making a roster just because I feel like at this point, I see him going either to the Bulls or the Hornets because his brothers play there.
Exactly.
And typically when stuff like that happens, the player on the team already is like an all-star, fringe superstar. Look at Giannis and Thanasis. Like LiAngelo is probably on the same level as Thanasis, but LaMelo or Lonzo are not Giannis.
Facts.
I guess if I had to pick one, maybe the Bulls, because I feel like that front office would be more likely to take a little gamble. I don't know if Jordan wants to deal with LeVar more than he has to already. Um,
Yeah.
Even though LeVar's been pretty quiet.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I don't know. If I
Ticket sales
if
would
I
go
had to
through
bet
the roof.
money, the
Yeah.
ceilings
It
of the
Yeah.
would.
Yeah. No, honestly, tickets.
oh, sorry. Yeah, I
No,
heard you.
you're
Yeah,
good.
you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right.
Ticket sales,
They
whether he
would.
goes to, the Bulls or the Hornets, like they would make a lot of money. So, yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of hype when LiAngelo was rumored to get I think he was on the for one preseason game with the Pistons. He didn't touch the
Yeah.
floor. There were a lot of hype.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
LiAngelo can shoot. He had some
Yeah.
tough shots that he hit.
Tough.
Specifically that one, the and one uh, three. It was nasty.
Yeah.
I don't know if he makes the NBA roster right away. I think I could see the most he's going to get is a two-way. I don't think he gets anything more than a two-way.
Fair.
And most of his time is just going to be in the G League. He's not going to be getting any meaningful minutes at all.
Yep.
I did not know how short he was. I saw him listed at 6'4". He does not look 6'4".
Yeah.
He looks maybe 6'3", 6'2", but he can shoot. That's about it. He's a decent finisher. He's really slow, but I think if you give him a season or two in the G League, he could be an NBA player. I think he's going to be a good role player from here on out, but will he be Melo or Lonzo? Not even close. But I think he deserves a shot in the future, just not this season.
Yeah.
I think a good example too of this working out is Seth Curry. He's made himself one of the best 3-point shooters in the league.
Yeah.
He can't play
And
defense.
He was a late bloomer.
Yeah, exactly. He bounced around team to team, a bunch of G League teams also. So it can happen. I just don't see it happening this season.
Yeah, and he was if LiAngelo does make it to the Hornets or the Bulls, it would be like when Seth was with the Warriors, when Steph was kind of on that rise. So it could be like that. Maybe he'll get a little bit of experience. I hope for LiAngelo's sake, he gets some experience and he actually accepts any role that he's in, because we know with that family they have egos. So we'll see how that works out. But I hope for the best, because I didn't find myself liking LeVar and that family in the beginning because they were so arrogant. But I think what LeVar has done with 3 kids, 1 fringe NBA and 2 honestly stars, it's pretty amazing what he's been able to do.
I definitely agree. And who wouldn't want to see 3 brothers starting, right?
Yeah.
It'd be dope. Like if the Holidays or the Antetokounmpos could do it. I mean, obviously they haven't done it, but I'm just saying like they're in prime position to do so, right?
Yeah.
But like Myles said, the guys aren't Giannis or Thanasis or Alex, right? And so hopefully, the Ball brothers, as annoying as LeVar was, can actually make this pipe dream come true. With wherever it's going to be at. I think it might end up being on the Hornets since LaMelo's on the rise over there. But yeah, like if these 3 can start, like that'd be box office. Whatever team has that, they'd be making so much money. And we know the NBA is a business, guys. So money talks, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, and I'm honestly surprised the Hornets didn't try harder to get Lonzo.
Yeah.
I think that would have been just I don't think it would have been the best fit. I don't think Chicago's a good fit, but he went there anyways. But I think it just would have been so much fun to see LaMelo and Lonzo on the same team. The ball would have been crazy in terms of ball movement, so that would have been fun to watch. But yeah, I think at the end of the day, LiAngelo makes it someday, but this is just not a season, I believe.
Fair.
But that's going to do it for us. Podcast 55. Appreciate you guys for coming. Thank you for having a little break. That was nice to get, but it's fun to be talking basketball again.
Of course.
Yeah, man. Season's coming up here. Got a little over a month and a half.
Yeah.
Season starts soon. Everything.
Yeah. And I just want to say, man, happy birthday to the GOAT.
Yes,
Kobe,
happy
yes,
birthday,
sir.
Kobe. Yep.
Yeah, we
R.I.P.,
miss you so
yeah.
much. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, just
Jeremy
a
Lin
little.
too. Shout out
Oh
Jeremy
yeah,
Lin.
Jeremy Lin.
Jeremy
Yeah,
Lin
Jeremy Lin.
too.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
got COVID, but he's okay.
Yeah.
Oh, good to hear. I didn't know that. Good to
Yeah,
hear.
he's okay.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, but we're
that's
almost
gonna-
there.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, almost there.
Honestly, it feels like the championship was like last week, and
Yeah.
everything's going by so quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Real quick too. So we're not even a year removed from the Lakers winning. I just want to put that out there. It hasn't been a year, and we've had 2 champs.
Yes.
It's
Crazy.
just so weird.
Crazy. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
man.
Hopefully no one gets hurt like significantly this year.
That's
Fingers
another
crossed.
thing.
And then we see the
Yeah.
Warriors just like run through the West, and then
Okay.
sweep
Pump the brakes a little bit.
Fine, we'll only sweep the Lakers, but that's all I want. That's my championship.
Hey man, all I gotta say is I hope
I'll give you that.
I hope Clay comes back before Christmas, because that does not want to. That's not the game that you want to come back to.
Bro, if they're actually dumb enough to like let him go loose on Christmas Day on one of the biggest games like box office, like that's just not smart. That's just bad.
Yeah, and he looks good. He looks
Light
good.
years ahead.
Yeah, he looks really good. That
Yeah, he
when
does.
he hit the fadeaway bouncing on that ACL and the Achilles, hey,
Yeah.
gets me excited.
Yeah, man. So hopefully
I hope
you
so.
do not want to go. You do not want to get Devin Booker as your first assignment of the night.
I hope not. That would not be fun to watch, and that would not be fun for Clay as his first assignment back.
Agreed.
Light skin on light skin crime.
Oh God, that would be trouble.
Yeah.
But that's gonna do it for us. Check our links down in the description. Please like, comment, and subscribe. But that's gonna do it for us. So we'll catch you guys in the next one. See you guys.